Kent to find out how this luxury vegetable travels from soil to plate.
And food journalist Sarah Sysum gives us her guide to griddle pans.
And wine expert Rob Buckhaven tells us to make room in the fridge to chill some bottles of red. I'm sitting here to Michelin-starred chef John Burton-Race in today's Best of Season challenge.
But before he gets going, let's see what else we've got lined up for you in the cafe today.
Find out how to get the best results when sizzling your steaks with our guide to griddle pans.
We give you details of how to support your local food heroes as UKTV Food launches this year's search for a food champion.
And wine expert Rob Buckhaven is here to tell us all about chilling red wine. Now, like most cooks, I love a proper griddle pan, but with all those gadgets out there, there are lots and lots available, and it is often very difficult to know which one to choose.
Which is where our next guest, Sarah Sysum, comes in. Welcome, Sarah, from BBC Good Food magazine. And you've been testing these to destruction.
I have been testing these to destruction and plenty more besides. What I was looking for was a cheap, a mid-range and expensive griddle pan. Perhaps we should start with this one.
So this one is the cheap one.
This
here.
is a cheap one.
Okay.
This is from Marks and Spencer's.
Okay.
It's £9.50. It's just a plain aluminium pan. Now the aluminium will mean that you'll get a better heat distribution around it. Matthew, do you want to put some pineapple? Because I actually like doing pineapple in griddle pans.
Okay, because it shows.
Oh, because everybody does steak and tuna, but pineapple, you get those lovely lines across. I think the thing with a griddle pan is, as you can see, you will get smoke.
And what are you looking for fundamentally in the griddle pan?
You're looking for the ridges.
Okay.
A cheaper one, as you will see, actually doesn't have quite shallow ridges. And so what will happen there is the food won't actually be lifted up as much as if you go onto a deeper
You see,
pan.
it's actually pretty much all touching the surface.
It
really,
is,
isn't it?
yeah. I mean, this is a very cheap, basic model.
So at this, let's say the beginner end of the market, is there anything do you have to season the pan when you get it, or?
Exactly. I mean, you have to do cast iron. This is a cast iron.
Let's move on to
this
one.
So
This is the medium
This
range.
is medium range. This is £17.50. It's from Mermaid. Cast iron is really great for meat. So it's really great if you want that subtle barbecue char grill flavour.
It gives it. Do you think that the cast iron gives it an extra layer of flavour
definitely,
somehow?
yeah. You do, as we were saying, you need to actually take care of a cast iron. You need to season the pan. The very first time you have it, you need to actually put a layer of oil, put it in the oven for an hour, take it out and give it a brief wipe.
Yeah, okay.
If you actually use detergents to wash it up with,
Yeah.
you will actually ruin that seasoning. You need to continuously oil it to give it a natural non-stick, a bit like a wok.
And do you just wash it in warm water or hot water rather than with
Exactly.
Okay.
Because it's cast iron, the heat goes everywhere, the handle gets extremely hot.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a chefy choice.
Okay.
If you're going off to university, stick with the first
Okay,
one.
I'm going to turn this around.
Turn that one. See,
Whoa.
beautiful. I mean, that is...
And that's your under a tenner. So
hang on.
Anyway, let's move on to
And
the
this
third one.
one.
Matthew's struggling with it. Look at that.
See,
Now,
look at that.
That's
What
a
a
classic. That's a C.
That's a Tom Parker Bale special.
Yeah.
Why? I think that's rather nice.
And I love this one. This is £45. But see, if you're going to have a pan that you are going to use lots and lots and lots, and if I had this, apart from making a pancake, I would use this as I would use a normal frying pan.
Investing
Investing.
will last.
Hang on,
Exactly.
excuse me, can I interrupt here?
sorry,
Where
that's
do you put this down? Because I put that down in the middle. There's going to be a great big hole.
I always put it on the side.
Oh,
This
I see.
big middle thing,
Yeah.
if you want, it's called a thermospot. And when it actually goes dark red, as it has there, it means the pan is hot enough.
Can it be actually too hot, the griddle pan?
I don't think a griddle pan can be too
No,
hot,
that's
to be
fine.
honest, Matthew. I mean, I would say that if you are doing things like fruit, as we found that
want it
perhaps you
burned,
want
yeah.
it slightly cooler, but meat certainly, because you just want it to sear.
Let's have a look and see how this is tasted.
See, it's not, well, I actually...
Very disappointing.
Yeah, it is actually very disappointing in comparison to that. This has got lots of little ridges, where that's much bigger. So I think if you're doing a massive steak, that would look fantastic. But if
Yeah.
you're doing vegetables, you imagine you're actually doing asparagus in this, this would be much better. And the handle, there's a really nice handle to hold. And it doesn't get warm.
And it doesn't get hot. This one you've always got to use an oven glove.
I just think that this one, if you're starting out, you need a great piece of kit. You're going to do vegetables. You might even be making a pizza in your griddle pan. This is the one to go for. Make a pizza. Put some dough in there.
Thank you very much
problem.
indeed for this. As always, we live, we learn.
We have learned.
We're going to spend our money more wisely in the future.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks very much indeed. If you reckon you know all about seasonal food, you might fancy your chances with today's competition. Get this question right, and you could win £100 worth of Waitrose produce and then stock up on some seasonal fruit and veg. So, which of these is not a species of trout? A. Pollock trout. B. Rainbow